How's it going, guys? It's Jimmy from Galactic Gaming News, and today I'm bringing you some gameplay of Defiance, the third-person shooter slash MMO slash game that ties in with a sci-fi movie. And check this out, Yeah, that's the coolest thing in this game. No, I'm kidding. The game actually is pretty good. But let's just get down to basics. What is Defiance? Well, as I stated, it is a third-person shooter. Handles just kind of like a third-person shooter. If you play third-person shooters, you will kind of feel at home with this gameplay. But it's also an MMO, so it comes with all the quirks of an MMO. You're on this huge map, hundreds of players, all wandering around doing missions. Yeah, MMO. It's made by Tryon, which, for all you MMO players on PC, they made Rift. I actually really liked Rift, but maybe I'm in the minority there. I don't know.
You made it.
But this is their latest attempt. This is actually for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. And I guess the big thing about this game is Sci-Fi is going to have a TV show running with this game. The TV show is actually not out yet. It comes out 19th, I believe, or something. It's like a week from I'm recording this, which is the 9th, so I'm not sure. Some of you watching this, the TV show is probably already on, depending on when you're watching. But it's not out as of recording. But apparently what you do in the game affects the TV show and vice versa. That sounds pretty fucking cool, don't you think? I mean, I think so. I don't know how it's going to work, though. I'm actually kind of anxious to watch the show to see if it's any good. Because this... the game really does little to really fill you in on the world. You really have to dig around to figure out some stuff. But the game, I actually am really enjoying myself. Again, it's a third-person shooter, you know. Obviously, as you can see, it doesn't have cover, so it's not that much like every other third-person shooter. But at the same time, if you like third-person shooters, you feel pretty at home with this. You know, also, you get the grand scale of an MMO. You see all these people running around. You could do quests with them and stuff like that. It's pretty much laid out like an MMO. You know, you have this huge area, you just go around, you get quests from people, or you can take on side objectives that are marked. If you've played an MMO, you're going to feel pretty at home here. I mean, if you played a third-person shooter, you're going to feel pretty at home here. So, but this game is interesting. It's one of those games that I like to put in the category of having really rough edges, but being still being really fun. Last year, I played Dragon's Dogma. I thought that game fell in that category of, you know, it just had a lot of rough spots. It had a lot of things that could have been better, but the game was still really good and I think really underrated. And I think this game kind of falls into the same category. You can see the gameplay. The game, I'm playing this on the PS3. Like I said, it's also available for PC, Xbox 360. The game looks okay. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look stunning. It looks okay. If you're thinking about which platform to play this on, the PC version looks really good. Well, it looks better. The PC version looks the best. I wouldn't say really good, but it looks good. The PS3 version, I've heard, is more stable. Now, I've only played the PS3 version. I've heard first-hand accounts of the Xbox version being pretty unstable. But I can't give you first-hand experience on that, so I don't know. I heard the PC version also has some server issues. If I were to guess, I'd just say probably because there's more players on the PC and Xbox than the PS3. That being said, if you're thinking about getting for PS3, I've had, I run into people all the time. Now, this game does have, kind of what I'm doing now. You just run around, you can do the main story, do side objectives, do all this kind of stuff, level up your character. But there's also matchmaking. You can do basically just competitive, like any other shooter. And you can also do co-op, which puts you in a map with, I'm not sure the player count, but other players to do an objective. But when you're out here in the world, like any other MMO, you can kind of help each other do quests, and you can group up and stuff like that. So again, if you are familiar with MMOs, you're gonna feel at home here. Now, as you see my character, I forget the class I am. I think it's basically equivalent of a soldier class. It's like the very first class you choose. You do level up, as you see in the top left-hand corner. I am ego level 40. So, leveling is kind of different. That basically translates to me being level 4. Every time you level up, you go up by And then with each level up, you gain a skill point that you go into your skill tree, which I'll open up here in a little bit, and I'll let you guys know. But you go in there, and you get a skill point, and you unlock perks. And then once you unlock the perks, there's also multiple levels of those perks. So when you level up, you can upgrade those perks or get a new perk. But when you start off, you only have a certain amount of slots available for your perks. So if you go out and buy, your first couple levels, if you buy like all the perks you can, you probably aren't going to be able to use. You're only going to be able to use about 2 of them. That's how many I have right now. As of now, I think I'm a couple levels higher than what I am in this video, and I still only have 2 perks, all I can afford. Now I think they have, obviously this being MMO, they do have some paying. If you want to pay for more slots, you can. Microtransactions, pretty much. So that's all there for you, for people who are impatient and whatnot. Now here's the menu. Here you see the weapons. Kind of reminds me of Borderlands. You got your shield, you got your weapons, you got your really wacky weapons and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of a third-person Borderlands. Maybe not as polished or as good as, but it vaguely resembles something along those lines. You see the radio menu and whatnot. The menu's kind of confusing at first, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. You can modify weapons. And doing quests and out in the wild, you get mods for your weapons, and you can attach them. It makes some weapons better. Not all weapons have attachment slots, so you got to make sure your weapon actually has attachment slots to actually mod. And this guy, I don't know, I missed, even though the reticle was right on his head. Anyway, here you can see a lot of combat. The game has a lot of combat. Obviously, it's a shooting game. A lot of the quests involve, go to point A, kill everything, hold a button over this objective. Oh, here comes reinforcements, kill everything again. But it's fun. It's actually not too bad. Now, you can wear yourself out by doing side objectives, because the main objectives, some of them are actually quite interesting because there is some kind of story behind them and you kind of want to know what's going on. The side objectives basically boil down to go kill all of these people here, push a button, kill all these people again. Here's 100 credit. I don't even know what they call money in this game. Way to be prepared, Jim. Way to be prepared for this video. People are going to be watching this like, I don't even know this guy's not telling me a damn thing. But, it's not a bad game. It's pretty fun. The shooting, as you see here, it can be weird at first when you first play it. Like, when I started it, I was like, this is kind of awkward. But it's strangely addicting in that, okay, this is not polished, and this is kind of funny, but it's really addicting to keep doing it. The AI, you'll notice, isn't the greatest. Being a third-person shooter, basically, first of all, you expect cover. There's no cover. You kind of crouch behind stuff. You also kind of expect a level of AI, or a level the AI to be at least a little bit smart, I guess, because we're just I know not every third-person shooter is smart AI, but you expect a little bit more. But the enemy AI in this game handles like any AI in an MMO. Blindly run at you. Not really smart. They don't really have strategy. So there's that. It can get kind of annoying, and I think some people will really bash the enemy AI, but you've got to realize it's an MMO. They're like that for a reason. So, but so far where I'm at, there's not a whole lot of enemies, I guess. There's like kind of the same dudes. These guys who just whack you. They can also throw something at you, which knocks you on your ass, which is really annoying. But like I said, this game reminds me a lot of Borderlands because like the wacky weapons, the mods, the shields that you upgrade and stuff like that. So if Borderlands was a third-person shooter set in an MMO world, I think it would be Defiance. So, but as I stated at the beginning of the video, this game apparently is going to affect the TV show, and the TV show is going to affect the game. I don't know how that's going to work. That's a very interesting idea. I'm actually excited to see if that kind of comes to fruition and becomes a thing. However, I could see it not really being a factor. There are other things in this game, like, and I have not done these. I actually completely forget what they're called, but they're basically world events that are happening, and you and a bunch of other people all join together to do world events. Now, if I were to guess, I would think these are the events that are going to show show, but who knows. Also, depending on the show, or you know, as the series goes on Sci-Fi, they add episodic content or missions, episode missions, or something along those lines, where it just adds more single-player missions. So maybe that's just how it's gonna translate. Oh well, you know, episode 5 just aired. Here's a couple more missions for you. The story so far in Defiance, you know, humans and aliens are living together or learning to coexist on this world, but there's these mutants who are pissed off for some reason. Again, I think this is going to be one of those games where, or judging by what they plan on doing with the TV show, I think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to watch the show to really kind of know what's going on. I know someone's watching this video and just like, man, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Basically, I just made this video just to show everyone who's kind of curious about the game. So, you know, I say give it a shot. You know, I went in with seeing some gameplay of it, and I thought it looked not very good. But I like to play games. I just don't like to judge them on gameplay videos. So, you know, I gave it a shot, and like I said, there's a lot of rough edges you can clearly see by this gameplay. It's not, some things aren't sorted out. The game doesn't look really all that great. It has some stuttering issues, but that's because it's an MMO. It's going to have some server hiccups here and there. But it's strangely addicting. It really is. The gunplay, while it may not look satisfying in this video, I assure you when you start playing, it's strangely satisfying. It really is. And you know, like I said, I'm not very far in the game, so I haven't seen any real crazy weapons, but I've seen some weapons that really do some cool things, elemental effects and whatnot.
Oh, Jack.
The one thing, like I said, with the story and whatnot, the game doesn't really give you a whole lot of backstory. You know,
we've got to help her.
So I'm kind of waiting for the show to see if it fills out, like, because I still don't really know what's going on. It kind of just throws you in there, and you know, let's hope the show kind of fills out, and I think it will. So, fingers crossed. But even if like it doesn't, or maybe the show just kind of falters, and the game still goes on, it's still a fun game just to go around, kill things, level up. The one thing I did notice right off the bat, and everyone will notice, is your character doesn't talk, which is typical for MMOs. But you don't even have any dialogue options or anything like that. And to my knowledge, it doesn't matter. You can either be an alien or be a human. And either way, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't change anything, which I think is kind of a missed opportunity. Apparently, in the show, from what I've heard, you know, the humans and aliens, there's a lot of real racial tension there, but there isn't any. At least none that I've seen in the game, which is, I think, a missed opportunity. Again, it's an MMO. I guess I didn't expect some grand story, but I think there are some spots that they could really done some interesting things with it. Unfortunately, they haven't, or I haven't seen it. This is very early. I just wanted to make this video really for my first impressions of it, and my first impressions are pretty positive. Again, rough edges here and there, but and it's kind of silly too, because you know, I've fallen from some ridiculous heights, because there are some pretty tall hills, mountainous areas in this game, and you don't take damage, you just go, which is, it's actually pretty fun. But as far as the environments go, again, I have not seen everything, but the map appears to be very big from going in the in-game map and just you know, zooming out and whatnot and seeing where I'm going to how big the map is. It seems like it's going to be pretty big. This game does take place in San Francisco and you know, outlying San Francisco areas. So I hope I actually get into downtown San Francisco. That'd be kind of cool. I'm sure you will.
Got it.
Even though the show takes place in St. Louis. So I'm kind of curious to see. A couple of the main characters from the show do make a cameo in this game early on. I don't know if they do at any other point in time. Here you see some cutscenes there. See, the redheaded girl, she's the alien. Yeah, it looks like human. I'm a human. The funny thing is with the dialogue, it's not very good. It really isn't. But it's kind of humorous because these. Again, I'm gonna call them aliens. There's an actual name for them, but I just completely blanked on what.
Thanks, bud. Much appreciated.
But they make up their own like cuss words. So instead of saying like shit, they say like stocko
The area is
or
secure.
something like that. It's humorous. But the voice acting not that great, pretty laughable. You know, you can tolerate it, but it's definitely not the game's strong point. But I think really what I want to get across most here is for any console player. I think if you're a PC player, you have a plethora of MMOs to choose from and to play. I don't let that, you know, I'm not saying PC players don't play this, but I think console players, I think, will get a lot more out of this game, because I think it really feels great on the PS3. Like, the controls and everything feel great. It's not like playing a game where, you know, you sit there and like, wow, this was made for PC. This is really tough to kind of get the controls down. No, it feels like it was made for the console. So I think any console player out there, especially, you know, maybe you console players that haven't played MMOs before, I think this was probably a pretty good start. I mean, there are better MMOs out there, and you know, if you go on PC, there's hundreds of them. But this one's actually not too bad. I'm anxious to see how the show ties in. But I think the main thing with all MMOs like this is the future, you know, support. Those are some tough chairs right there. I just ran right into those fold-up chairs and they stopped me dead in my tracks. There's also no collision detection with other vehicles, so you can just like drive right through people, which is fine. Whatever. But fuck, what was I saying? Shit, I just completely... future support. I think that's the biggest thing with any MMO. They've already had a couple updates, so if you just get this game, you're going to have to download a few updates. It doesn't take anything really long, but there are already a couple updates up to, you know, make the servers better stability and whatnot. And like I said, I'm playing on the PS3, and I have not noticed any issues. You will see a slight lag here and there, but nothing game-breaking, or I haven't run into anything game-breaking. But future support is big. Whether, you know, the TV show, you know, is that way of support. I know there is a season pass for this game out. I think it's like $30 to $40 or something like that. So they definitely, you know, they plan on releasing some stuff for it. But MMO, it's all about support after launch. Every MMO is going to have their server issues. You know, if you get this game and you're having a little bit of trouble with the servers, they're getting them ironed out. They're actually doing a pretty good job, you know, staying in contact, letting us know what's going on, fixing stuff and whatnot. So, you should get off my ass right there. But I'm just more curious about future content, whether it be these episodic content, episode missions, or whatever they're called, from the show, or expansion packs, or what have you. Because one of those things, like, what if the show falters after one series? Are you going to shut down the game because of it? You know, what if the game is still going strong? Because I don't think you can expect every single player on this game to watch the TV show. I kind of want to, but I probably won't. So, even though I do want to kind of fill out the backstory, but yeah, this is Defiance, third-person shooter, MMO, hybrid. I recommend. Well, check it out. I mean, you really can't rent this game, but check it out if you have a chance to go to a friend's house and play it or whatnot. And I do think you're going to get your $60 worth out of this game, because it is fun. Now, it may not look it from this video. You may be cringing right now, and I was too at one point, but it's oddly addictive, so give it a shot. And I think console players, you know, PS3 or 360, are going to get a lot more, possibly get a lot more out of this, because if you're just PC gaming, you know, you may roll your eyes at this game, but if you're a PC player, I still suggest checking it out. It's a fun game. It's, like I said, it's weird how fun it is, because you wouldn't think it. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, I know it wasn't very informative, but I just want to let you know it's a pretty cool game. Check it out. Very addictive. So like the video, subscribe to our channel for more gameplay videos, and yeah, guys, have a good one.